We are here. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. What's your name and where you from?
My name is Matthew, and I'm from Hawaii.
Hawaii. It's beautiful in Hawaii.
It is. It's gorgeous.
How did you make it here to Nashville?
I got on a plane.
Any particular reason you came here?
Music.
Music. Okay.
Music City. I like music. I play music,
Okay.
and I had a crazy girlfriend back that way. So,
How old are you, Matthew?
47.
Okay. Do you have any siblings or children you talk to today?
Yeah, I got a sister, and I have two kids. Um, I haven't spoke to my kids for a while. Still talk to my sister.
Okay.
Still have open communication with my sister, though.
That's great.
Yeah,
How was life growing up for you?
great.
It was great.
Yeah, life is still great till today.
Yeah. Did you go to school and play sports?
Yeah, I did all that. Yeah,
What
Play,
sports did you play?
played soccer, football, all the normal,
Yeah.
normal stuff.
Okay. Did you have both parents?
Yeah, mom, dad. I mean, not in the same house. They did get divorced, and but they were always both there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And you are homeless, correct?
I am homeless. Yeah.
How long have you been homeless?
Ooh, I first hit the streets back in Hawaii in 2006. I think it was. Yeah, 2006.
So you've been homeless since 2006.
Yeah, pretty much.
How
I
did you
mean, there
become?
was like a time where I jumped back into the regular system, got a
Yeah.
apartment, had a girlfriend for a few years, and did the normal shit, and
Yeah.
realized quickly how much I hated it.
So how did you become homeless?
Um, I don't know, just choice, I guess. One day, I went down and I went down under the viaducts next to the freeway, met some people, and ended up staying. Never going back home.
Right.
Yeah,
So you like living on the streets more than housing?
I do. I do. It's a sense of freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not tied down by anything.
Right.
I just need to make enough to get by for the day.
Right. The elements that's out here, as far as weather, don't make you like change your mind about being
No,
on the streets.
no. It's real easy to deal with. And I'm from Hawaii, so we
Right.
never have to deal with the elements.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here it's cold. It's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but took me, the first winter was it was a learning period. Second winter wasn't too bad. This winter was great.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it down.
Do you currently have an addiction?
I do.
What are you
Well,
currently
you don't
addicted
call
to?
it addiction. You can call it an addiction. I call it a dependency. I'm
Okay.
on heroin.
Okay.
And I got started here in the mission in Nashville. When I got here, a buddy that I made, he said he had some H, and I was like, "What's that?" He said, "Heroin."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I'll try it." It took about 6 days, and I was hooked just like that.
Wow.
And it's not hooked like, oh, I want to get high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hooked. You get sick as a dog if you ain't got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know the government knows this shit, but
Yeah.
they know that it's not a addiction; it's a dependency. If we had a way off of it, I'd take it.
Yeah.
You got other Suboxone, methadone,
Right.
but those are harder to get off than heroin. Why
Right.
would I go on it?
So how long have you been dependent?
3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah, I got here 3 years ago.
And how do you consume it?
Either snort it
Right.
or sometimes if I have a good needle, I'll shoot it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you always use a good needle, no sharing needles or things of that sort?
Yeah, I don't usually share, no.
Okay. You don't usually share?
Yeah, I don't usually share, no.
Okay.
There have been a few times where I had to use a needle that.
Yeah. You weren't like scared of maybe contracting any
No, no,
diseases,
no,
things of
no.
that
The
sort?
odds, if you go look at if you know what it is, the odds are like 300 something to 1 to get anything off of a needle, you
Okay.
know. So it's the odds are pretty good. I'd put money on it that I didn't get nothing from my friend,
Yeah.
and I
When,
don't think he has anything.
when was the last time you used?
Um, Shit, about a half hour ago.
Okay.
And this is what you see is what you get. I'm always just like this. I am never different than this.
Yeah.
I'm not acting like a zombie.
Right.
I'm not,
Okay.
doing all that weird shit. This is me.
Yeah.
But if I'm sick, now you'll see me running through the damn streets trying to get something
Yeah.
like a crazy man.
So you're saying you're functioning. You can function well, being on it.
I'm always just me. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't do me. Yeah.
Okay. So how often are you needed to do it each day?
Like after I do a dose, it takes me about 7, 8, 9 hours, and then you start kind of feeling the effects. Like start feeling fatigue,
Yeah.
um, start yawning, things like that. And you know that it's leaving your system quickly.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what does being sick feel like? Like, take us through that
it's horrible, man.
feeling.
It's the worst. It's the one thing I fear. I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's you're not good to anybody, including yourself.
Right.
And it lasts about 6, 7 days. You get the sweats. Your stomach cramps up. The biggest part of it is the EB. I call it the EBGBs. It's like ants crawling in this. You cannot keep still. It's like you can't. You just. This is what I keep doing things like
Yeah.
when I'm sick. It's like your skin's crawling.
Right.
It's not nice.
Right. What's one of the craziest things that you had to do to get it while being sick?
I've never done anything crazy to get it. Really.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. No, I've never like. You mean some crazy like rob somebody or something? No, I've never done anything like that to get it. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do you support your habit
I
or
go
the
down.
dependence? Sorry.
I go to Broadway and
Yeah.
I fly a sign,
Okay.
and make enough money to support that and buy food for my dog and food for myself. And it doesn't take, I don't even make a whole lot every day.
Right. Okay. Would you say drugs affected your life?
I would say, drugs affects everybody's life, especially the way everything is geared in America, is to look at somebody who's using drugs as a bad person, as, you get shunned right away from your families, usually once they hear it. And it's all programming. That's how the government programmed everybody's mind. So that's why it is that way. That's how they want it. They don't want free thinkers. They don't want free people. They definitely don't like people who have common sense and won't follow a rule that they know they don't need to follow.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to do whatever I want to myself, including kill myself, which is crazy that that's against the law. That's hilarious. It's against the law to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep this because everybody is money. You know what I'm saying?
What was the worst situation you saw being out here?
I had a friend. There's a misunderstanding about property.
Yeah.
It was a moped, I guess, that he acquired and he hid it somewhere, and then somebody else found it where he hid it. So he thought he was just going to get his stuff from the guy.
Yeah.
The guy thought he was stealing it from him, and they beat him up, and one of them had a gun, and I didn't see that part, but he did get shot and he died.
Wow. And I'm sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was a learning lesson, I think, for everybody, especially the parties who were involved, because I know they didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah.
And just to the level that it went, I think after all that shit happened, they realized consequences could be a lot worse for them than it was for him.
Anybody dealing with homelessness or addiction, any words you want to let them know? Any advice?
Um, if you're happy where you're at, stay where you're at. If you like doing drugs, just do drugs. I can't tell you. I'm 47, and since I was in my 20s, I see the government trying to put people into treatments And people don't change unless they want to change. And you know, if you are happy where you are, stay there. But just do right. That's it. That's my only. Do right. Don't do wrong. That's when things get bad for us out here in the homeless community. So when you start doing wrong and fucking up the community's mojo out there and doing dirt, you know, try to keep it clean if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Matthew. Hopefully, you can get clean one day, fully
I
clean,
got an exit plan. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
and that's great. I wish you the best.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.